guys and the bad guys, or the organisations and the hackers. And to be honest with you, the hackers are in front at the moment.
So a lot of people don't know what to do. They don't understand the repercussions that come from this.
Companies big and small have for years been demanding our data before letting us buy their goods and services, and promising it was being kept secure. But as we've recently learned, that's not always the case.
Initially, I was very angry, and I still very much am, because feel like I am being left to navigate this on my own.
Telecommunications giant Optus was forced to admit the exposure of crucial identity details belonging to more than 1 million customers. Melbourne IT professional Liam Courtley is one of them. His New Zealand passport number was stolen.
I'm not getting anything, no compensation. No, they're not going to replace my passport. So the financial hit's a concern. I don't think it's fair that we are asked to protect ourselves when we weren't the ones that were responsible for losing this in the first place.
Liam's also discovered that his online wine delivery service has also lost clients' data, leaving him wondering what's next.
The concern is the frequency at which I'm losing data at this point. We are being just thrown to the wolves. I don't want to be giving it out anymore. It's me. You're asking me to hand out me, and if you're not going to protect it, then I think you need to be held more accountable.
Optus says it's implemented safeguards, so customers whose passport numbers were exposed by the hack don't need to replace their ID document.
We are very disappointed that something like this could have happened on our watch, but it will make us stronger, and we will do everything we possibly can to ensure no harm comes to any customer as a result of this.
Optus has been joined by health insurer Medibank in having sensitive data exposed, along with Energy Australia, Woolworths' shopping website MyDeal, and pathology company Australian Clinical Labs.
There's got to be a sharp refocus of attention to ensuring customers and patient data is protected a lot better. So I think there's got to be a monumental shift in the way people treat cybersecurity.
We haven't often thought about who keeps our data or how many people have it, yet there's pharmacies that know intimate details about our medical lives and insurers that know our sensitive info too. Let alone the phone companies that know who we call and what we search, and the tech companies that power our digital lives. And those are just the obvious examples on a single city block.
So I think there'll be an increasing prevalence of hacks with millions of records exposed.
When Ben Walker worked in the private health insurance industry, it was his role to prevent hacks like the one at Medibank this month. He was surprised when Medibank announced it had been struck.
Medibank's actually quite sophisticated and quite mature when it comes to their cyber defences. So in my mind, this, if it wasn't Medibank, it certainly could have been one of the other big private health insurers.
While Medibank is yet to detail the cause of the breach, those in the cybersecurity industry say the company may have left itself vulnerable.
I think the truth is, though, they would have either left a door unlocked or a door open, or a window unlocked or a window open. And to be honest with you, I don't think the rest of the healthcare sector is actually as mature as what private health insurers are. I can see the day where a hospital's healthcare records are exploited and available for sale on the dark web, and that's going to be a magnitude worse than what's happened to Medibank.
This is a malicious attack. This is a deliberate attack on the most vulnerable people in our community.
Perhaps the good thing about what's happened right now is that organisations will be having much more complicated conversations about how long they keep things and the risks associated to them.
Many of the people caught up in the Optus data breach weren't even Optus customers anymore. Some hadn't been with the company for years. So why are businesses holding all this data? Optus claims it was legally required to, but some firms are hoarding it simply because they can, because they think they can extract some value out of it, or because, until now, there hasn't been much public pressure not to. And it's all allowed under Australia's privacy laws, which, in effect, let companies collect whatever they want, for however long they want.
This is critical. Really understanding our data as being ours. It's ours. I share it with you as an organisation. In order to facilitate some sort of arrangement, there's no reason for you to keep that data for a long period of time.
Professor Jane Andrew leads a research team looking at Australia's data breach laws. She says the current system is too weak, shielding companies that do the wrong thing.
So the thing that shocked us the most was the fact that there is nothing in the law that requires organisations to disclose data breaches to the public. There's so many we don't know about.
Most businesses in Australia don't need to tell anyone if they've suffered a data breach because small businesses are exempt entirely from our 3-decade-old Privacy Act. For bigger companies, fines for data breaches have been capped at about $2 million. And it's organisations themselves that decide whether they need to disclose a data breach.
I think any system that allows an organisation to self-assess is really problematic. I think that you just have to say, if you have been subject to a data breach, you must notify.
The federal government has moved to amend the Privacy Act to increase fines for massive data breaches to a minimum of $50 million.
The Albanese government is getting on with fixing privacy laws.
Cybersecurity professional Ben Walker says this work needs to be an urgent priority as hackers look for other vulnerable systems.
I think they will be emboldened by this. My advice to all Australian organisations would be on the lookout. No doubt they'll see Australia as a soft target and they'll probably come again looking for another organisation to exploit as well.
It's what angers me the most is who else out there has my data that isn't being as vigilant and protecting it with purpose as much as they should be. We trusted you with this data and you've let us down.